Hey, it's Ramsey Dewey over here in Shanghai, China. Welcome to another edition of Q&A with the Coach. Today we have a question from our friend Grigor, who says, Ramsey, I've got two problems. Well, hopefully I can give you two answers. The first one is that when I train with the bag, it is very hard for me to hit with the elbows because I get bruises, and it hurts a lot. Is it possible to hit the heavy bag with the elbows without all this pain, and how? Okay, let's address that first question before we get into the second one. Let me see if I can get an elbow into the shot. Okay, there are different ways to throw an elbow. Most of the time when we use a heavy bag, we're going to use a round elbow where we strike with the olecranon, which is this pointy surface right here. Some people, like me, it pokes out like that, like a little mutant blade popping out. Man, my friend Shuki, he's a professional Muay Thai fighter. When he saw my elbows, he was like, that is a gift. I wish I had that because I've got these little stubby elbows. I wish I had little hooks on the end like you do. That's amazing. You can't buy that with money. I would be the greatest Muay Thai fighter ever if I had those. So, yeah, if you got pointy elbows like that, that's good, okay? We want to hit with that point. And if your elbows are stubby, that's fine. We want to hit with the same area. Feel for where the bone is right there. And turn your elbow over here. Open up your hand, right? And see the olecranon. Find that. Find the hard part. Because if you're bruising, you're hitting with soft tissue. So I see sometimes people swing their elbow like this, and they're like, ow, this hurts my arm. Well, no wonder. Because you're hitting with the soft, squishy stuff and not the hard, bony stuff. The power of elbow strikes is that we are using the hardest, densest, sharpest part of the arm. So make sure it is that. If it's a outward elbow like this, if you're throwing it incorrectly, you might end up hitting your funny bone. You know, that part of your arm that makes everything start tingling and feeling weird and possibly hurting a lot too. So again, we want to strike with the olecranon, with the point of the elbow right there, the hard part, not the soft, squishy stuff, and definitely not with the joint. So if you see the joint of the elbow, you know, it's inside here, right? You can feel where the radius and the ulna come down there, right? But this, the olecranon, that protrusion, that is the magic striking point. So make sure when you're using the heavy bag that it is that you're striking with. Now your second question. The second problem, I know that when you shadow box, you must imagine you have an adversary in front of you that reacts to what you do. The problem is that I am not so good at visualizing the adversary and his reactions. Damn, I'm not good at visualizing anything. How can I get over it? Okay. You need context in order to visualize anything. If you haven't sparred or fought, it's going to be difficult. So I would recommend, if you don't have the opportunity to spar safely on a regular basis, so you don't have that in your mind when you are shadowboxing, make sure you are watching fights regularly and watch them critically. Not just as a casual fan, but look for techniques. Put yourself in the shoes of one of the fighters and then the other fighter. Okay, so you have some context of techniques, context of how to move, contexts of things to emulate when you shadowbox. So when you shadowbox, with this limited context that you may have, and the only context you have being watching fights, imagine for a moment that you are fighting that guy in the fight you just saw. Maybe watch a round of a fight. Watch one round. And then do a round of shadowboxing and pretend you're fighting that guy you just watched. How would you do it differently than the guy who fought him? How would you do it the same as the guy who fought him? What did that guy do well? What did he do not so well that led him to get punched in the face? And so on. Give yourself a situation, give yourself a problem to solve every time you shadowbox. Visualization is abstract because when I visualize, obviously I'm not seeing an image of a real person there. I'm imagining. Somebody asked me in a related question, is it good or bad to shadow box in front of a mirror? Yes. Yes, it is good and bad to shadowbox in front of a mirror. Shadowboxing in front of a mirror will allow you to see how you are moving, and that's good. And at the same time, it will distract you from moving in other ways that you need to move. So do both. Shadowbox in front of a mirror and shadowbox without a mirror. So give yourself some context. We do that through sparring. We do that through fighting, if you have a venue for that, a safe and productive one. And we do that through observation. So focus on those ones. Thanks for watching. Now get out there and train.